catch up.
Welcome back, beautiful people. So glad to see you and welcome to Her Joyful Spark with Dr. Lolita. I am so excited about today's conversation. It is with a wonderful person, Ms. Cato, LCSW, and coach curator. So we're going to just get comfortable, get your drink, and let's just have a good old girl conversation. How are you doing, Ava?
I am doing wonderful. It's so good to meet with you and talk about something that's so near and dear to my heart.
I'm glad. And I'm looking forward to talking with you because I know that's your jam. So let's go ahead and get started. So tell me, what is self care to you? How did you get into this field and where are you right now?
Can I tell you, I am a licensed clinical social worker and have been in this field for about 30 years. But the thing
Wow.
about self care for me is there became a time in my life, it was actually about 9 years ago when I realized that wearing all the different hats. I always had one, two, three, four jobs at a time, juggling family responsibilities, just being pulled in every which way. But then in 2016, I lost my son tragically in a car accident. And
Oh,
one of the things, though,
sorry.
it was a very special conversation that we'd had like weeks before that happened. I was going taking him on some errands because his car was in the shops. He knew that I was doing a lot of ripping and running, and he said to me, Mom, you're always doing things for other people. You need to start
Mhm.
doing some things for yourself. And it
Right.
wasn't until after his death that I really learned to start pulling back and
Mm.
allow myself to stop and allow some other people to pour into me instead of
Right.
constantly pouring out. And it was just during my grieving time and where I really started setting up better boundaries and realized
Wow.
that that's what real self care is. It's about
Right.
your overall care of yourself, your mind, your body,
Right.
your spirit, the way that you take care of yourself or tend to yourself in a way that is going to preserve you for your future self. And so I
Right.
learned that during that particular time. And it's just really kind of taken off. So that's kind
Right.
of what started.
Wow. Well, I'm just gonna say that's kind of heavy. I am so sorry for your loss, and I
Thank you.
commend
Thank you.
you from moving from that and trying to step back and take care of yourself. 'Cause you're right. As social workers, we always have these couple of things going on besides the main job. So from that moment, what did you create or what did you do to really bring that forward for yourself and maybe for other people?
Well, I started really just kind of looking at this is the thing. I actually had
Mhm.
this aha moment. As a social worker, we always have treatment plans, like depending on where you work and the kind of work you do. And I always worked in an inpatient setting or even
Mhm.
saw clients outpatient. And because of that, I had treatment plans that it was always these are the particular, this is the identified problem, this is what they come in with, ultimate goal, what is it going to take for them to reach the place where they're ready for discharge. So you're working on these little goals. And that's when I realized, like, what is the self care plan for myself? What is my self care
Wow.
treatment plan for myself?
Wow.
And I started plugging in things that was going to continuously refill me and refuel me to be
Okay.
able to keep going,
Right.
realizing
Right.
that I'm not a machine or I'm not a robot, that, I am a
Yeah.
human. I am entitled to my emotions, my feelings. And because of the work that I'm doing, and because we're doing work that is so, it can be draining to our heart.
Yes.
So we need
Absolutely.
to be able to know how to continuously replenish or
Right.
decompress in healthy ways. And
Wow.
once I kind of got a formula that was working for myself, and I
Mhm.
must add that during that particular season, I had high blood pressure, I was on medication, and
Yes.
I was just kind of not, I wouldn't say not taking care of myself, but not realizing that all of these things kind of start up here.
Mhm.
you know, our mental wellness affects our body. It's all
Mhm.
one. We're connected. So when I started pulling back, I actually started exercising more,
Okay.
um, and doing a lot of things for my self-care treatment
Mhm.
plan.
Right.
I was getting results. And it got to the point
Okay.
where I was no longer taking medication for blood pressure and it was
Oh.
regular. And after I saw some momentum from that, that's
Mhm.
when I said, well, you know what? I want to kind of help some other people that are in high
Right.
pressure positions that are, burning the candle on both ends
Okay.
ineffectively.
Right.
I want to teach them how to. So I started doing like I did a workshop that I thought was
Mhm.
just for social workers to teach them because we need our CEUs, you know?
Right, right.
But really, the people that came said, well, more than social workers need this workshop. And it was
Okay.
called Decompressing and Self Care for the Professional. And that is the first time I
Wow.
introduced the Silver Lining Self Care
Oh,
Treatment Plan and
wow.
all of the different
Okay.
components.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. So one, you started with social workers, and I know because last year I left my high stressful job, so I know how that is. But for social workers and other mental health professionals and other workers, a lot of times at our age, we are used to just doing it all and keeping it moving and not feeling like we can take care of ourselves, if that's a sign of weakness. So, what would you tell the woman who's in our position, midlife, maybe taking care of parents and helping out with grandkids and working and marriage and relationship and all the things like that?
Take care of yourself. Take
Okay.
care of yourself. Prioritize your physical health, your mental health, and all of those things because if you don't take care of you, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be in a position to, in the long run, take care of anybody else. One of the
Right.
things I learned in that particular season, I actually had my job, I had started a new job and they had given me a
Mm-hmm.
lot of days off, like
Right.
bereavement. I mean, I still was like on probation, but they were very
Okay.
understanding. Well,
Right.
then when I realized that I had an upcoming doctor appointment after I'd returned, I was like, well, I just started this new job. So I'm telling you, I've
Mhm.
been there. I can tell
Right.
you from a lived experience of feeling like, well, they just gave me all this time off and I can't
Mhm.
afford. Let me wait a little while. Don't
Right,
wait.
right.
Don't wait with your health.
Okay.
Don't wait. Prioritize your health. Like, what sense does it make to miss a doctor appointment, to get a physical checkup, to be able to do the
Mm.
things to stay healthy so that you can be here for your loved ones, so that you can be
Yeah.
here in have the stamina to continue to move forward to those that are taking care of even parents and you feel
Yes.
like you can't know, you still have to make it
Right.
happen so that
Okay.
you can go to the doctor or that you can carve out time to exercise so that
Yeah.
you can be physically fit enough to continue doing those things. I looked at, I said, I
Exactly.
want to be able to get on the floor and play with my grandchildren.
Right. Yes.
So let me make sure, like my self care in helping you, I
Mhm.
can't help you until I'm helping me first. That's why they
That's a
tell you
good
on the
point.
plane, we all get the
That's right.
spill. If you've flown, I don't care what happens. You put that mask on yourself, then put it on the baby.
That's right. That's right.
We have
Yes.
to be well enough. We have to be and I always say it this way, if we continue to do the things to take care of ourselves, we're replenishing, we're
Mhm.
refreshing, and we're not pouring from an empty cup and giving
Mhm.
the last of it, and then we're
Right.
barely making it. And
Yeah.
if something then happens to us, what's going to happen to those loved ones?
Right. Right. And that's a good point. And I'm glad you're able to kind of validate people who may want to take care of themselves, but were feeling a little guilty. Okay. Next thing, tell me a little bit more about this silver lining treatment plan. That sounds kind of interesting.
Well, the thing is, it's an acronym. I love
Okay.
acronyms. And my son's name was Sterling. The thing of it is, in that particular season, I truly had to search for the silver lining in the
Mm.
darkest cloud. And that's a thing they
Wow.
used to always say. Okay, they called him like a
Mhm.
little thing they were kidding with Sterling Silver. But it's like
Okay.
for me, it became like that silver, the silver. I had to look for it because it was
Right.
in 2016, we had a lot of things going on. For me, it was
Yeah.
that June, then July, another gut wrenching blow to my life. But then in August, Louisiana had the Louisiana flood.
Yes. I remember.
It was a
Wow.
very
Yeah.
overwhelming summer. But as I was progressing through it, I started just kind of tapping back into doing things that I felt were nourishing my mind, that helped
Right.
me feel grounded or feel more at peace. And
Right.
so I got back to the basics of starting to wake up early in the morning when the house was
Mhm.
really quiet, no demands of me or my time. And that was my time to like pray,
Mhm.
read, just like to fill up or just get settled
Mhm.
and think about how my day how I
Right.
would visualize a productive day forward.
Right.
And
Wow.
then there were many different elements. So the
Mhm.
quick version is that the self-care is an acronym for the 8 core concepts that you want to focus on for the real type of self-care. And let me let me explain this. There is
Okay.
a huge difference between self-care and self-indulgence. You know, it's kind of like a buzzword these days. And you may see people like maybe they're out in the mall, they're shopping, they're doing self-care, you know, retail therapy.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm talking.
Oh.
Those aren't the same thing. There are some things that in moderation. In
Mhm.
moderation, these things are good. You know, we deserve to treat
Right.
ourselves. We deserve to
Yes.
live well, but not to the expense of like our financial detriment. So
Right. Right.
the 8, the short version, the
Okay.
S, you wanna attend to your
Okay.
spiritual life, so you want to involve yourself in spiritual acts. The
Okay.
E is economical acts,
Okay.
meaning you're gonna be a good steward of your money. It's not just about, "Okay, what I'm shopping and all I'm doing. Okay, let's
Right.
celebrate that, okay?"
Right.
And so the O is a limitless act, meaning this is something that I'm doing for myself that's helpful, not harmful. So
Okay.
now it's not, you know, there are some things we have here in I'm in Louisiana.
Mhm.
We have so many festivals. I mean, every weekend you can find a festival.
Right.
And sometimes, depending on what's going on, I mean, we can walk with open containers. But if your
Mhm.
go-to is something like that, then that could actually develop into something that could become more like with a chokehold on your life. You
Right.
could develop an
Gotcha.
addiction of some sort. So you just want to make sure that your self-care doesn't result into some hiccup in life that has you
Right.
in. So it needs to be a
Okay.
limitless something like no matter how much you do, it's ultimately good for you. The
Right.
F is focused act, a focused act on you,
Okay.
your own personal well-being and
Okay.
your own like what's that thing that's particularly for you. So if you're a person that loves to give and to help out. That's wonderful to be a
Mhm.
benevolent person to give and be community that
Right.
helps
Yeah.
us. But we can't have that be our only thing. It has to be that particular thing. Like maybe you like art, maybe you like to paint, maybe you like to
Okay.
garden. It's that thing that's for you, whether you're doing it by yourself or you
Mhm.
find a group that has that shared interest.
Right.
It's where okay, you can have a married couple. One may
Mhm.
be like real gung ho about sports, and the other one
Mhm.
might be real gung ho about fishing or something.
Mhm. Right.
Well, you find that balance, meaning, hey, you go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing over here because
Mm.
I'm in my element when on the
Okay.
fishing pond and I'm doing this.
Right.
I don't have to feel guilty or
Yeah.
feel obligated to deprive myself of these things that help me enjoy
Right.
life. So it's something
Right.
that's just focused for you. Like
Okay.
you get to do that for you. So then the
Right.
C is
Mm.
something that you consistently do. So I'd
Okay.
say it like this, you know, I self-care
Mhm.
365 days of the week. Does that mean that I go to the spa 365 days? No, but I'm
Right.
kind to my mind.
Right.
I wake up and I say, you know, today is going to be an awesome day. Today I'm going to
Mhm.
meet some great people. I
Mhm.
don't have to allow the dictates of whatever is going on the news or with my
Mhm.
neighbors or even with the family
Wow.
determine what kind of attitude I'm going to have. My self-care is choosing
Mhm.
to view life in the best way possible. I know there's a
Right.
silver lining. I've lived to
Wow.
see the fact that I'm here talking to you, having this
Yes.
conversation is evidence of a silver lining, you know? So
Right.
we're consistently doing that. So it's not like when people traditionally talk about a diet and, you know, you get on this
Mhm.
diet, you're on it
Mhm.
a week or two and then you fall off. No, well,
Yeah.
it's a lifestyle.
Right. Right.
Simply put, self care is a lifestyle. It's a mindset that leads to a lifestyle. A is attainable. It's an
Mhm.
attainable act, meaning it's something for your personality, your physical build.
Mhm.
It's you versus you. It's not you comparing
Right.
yourself to, well, my sister or my mom's good at that or my best friend could do it. No, it's like maybe you're the best sewer. Maybe you're the
Mhm.
best singer. Maybe you're the best organizer. Maybe
Right.
there are certain things that are attainable for you that's part of your gifting or your talent.
Mhm.
Sit in that, honor that about yourself. Then the
Wow.
R, I love them all, but I particularly
Mhm.
love R. But R is a
Okay.
reflective act. A reflective act is something that is so impactful that it
Mhm.
reflects to others that you're doing something that works. And it makes them
Okay.
say, hey, what are you doing? Like, I noticed
Wow.
you seem more content. And
Right.
so it's like a positivity prompt.
Mhm.
But when I
Mhm.
try to teach this to people, I say, your reflective act is that thing that you do if your 5-year-old self was following you everywhere you went.
Right.
Would that
Wow.
act be something that's helping to create the best version of your future self?
That's pretty powerful.
And the E is an enjoyable act. You tie all these things in together, but that enjoyable act, it would be great if it involves some kind of physical fitness too, where
Mhm.
you're releasing some endorphins. You know,
Mhm.
God created us to have some natural hormones that will
Right.
allow us to really embrace the pleasures of life when we do
Right. Right.
healthy things. So we want to tap into that. So you put those 8 core concepts and you identify activities that meet those criteria. The more of
Mhm.
those you do, you
Right.
plug them into your good old SMART goal, there
Mhm.
you have a self-care treatment plan for yourself.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, when you work with women, do you find that it takes them a lot of time or a long time to kind of embrace that, or do they embrace it right away?
Great question. Great question. It takes them a lot of time. It
Mhm.
when you mentioned earlier about the guilt,
Mhm.
a lot of times women will feel that I mean, they will carve out time to go to the AAU balls, to go and
Mhm.
search for all these different items, the little things that their children need, their husband need, the mama need, the sister need, the down the street
Yeah.
neighbor. But
Yeah.
when it comes to them, it's something, I mean, I think it comes from a generational, it's passed down, but look, we're going to be free today because I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you the only way to really live free is to be free of the expectations of other people. That
Yeah.
means you need to have a
Mhm.
community around you that's going to support you doing those things that are helpful for you.
Right.
Doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you start crossing people out. It
Right.
just starts, it means you just make room to start inviting people that want to celebrate you doing, like taking a break, having you a little transition. I call it a little transition for working women that
Right.
before they go home, do
Mhm.
your little 15, 30-minute transition. Stop at the park,
Mhm.
sit there, get out, sit on a bench, look up at the sky. It's a transition. Like it's a
Mhm.
transition from your work life. Let me just be me for a minute until
Okay.
then I'll ease into the pull it on mommy thing. And then
Okay.
that way you're fresh,
Yes.
you're not as
Yes.
snappy, and you're able to be just very present when you are
Mhm.
present. So it's the
Right.
healthiest thing. When you women allow themselves just to take care of themselves the right way, actually it teaches other people around them, look,
Right.
look, mama's in
Yeah,
the
you
room.
set those
Or
expectations.
mama's in the garage right now, or mom has that
Mhm.
door closed, or
Right.
mom's sitting on the back patio. Let's give her that time
That's right.
so that you're teaching them that.
Yeah.
And that's good for you and it's good for them too.
That sounds wonderful. Okay. So, have you done any type of special one-time events or retreats or anything to get ladies together so that they can kind of have that experience?
I
Mhm.
want to say it's actually been a couple of years ago now. Was it in 22 or 23? I don't know, but I did. We had a wonderful, it was called the Sanity Saving Self-Care Retreat for Women, and it was in Orange Beach, and we had about
That's in my
21.
neck of the woods.
It was amazing. It
Yeah.
was wonderful. It was an all inclusive experience where the
Mhm.
women were able to come together and stay at a really nice resort that was walking distance to the beach.
Mhm.
We had our breakfasts together, lunches together, our dinners together. We had interactive activities. We
Mhm.
actually had a physical fitness guru that came in and did an activity with us.
Mhm. Mhm.
And also, what I'm really excited about is one of the ladies is very extremely knowledgeable about fitness and nutrition for
Okay.
women like 40 and above, and
Mm.
especially many women that may have had some maybe knee injuries and have to
Right.
modify their
Wow.
exercising. She did a wonderful and amazing segment with us, and it was so good. And we encouraged her to that she needed to really start teaching other people. And so now
Right.
she's doing that on TikTok and doing
Oh,
very well.
wow.
So
Awesome.
it's really exciting. So her
Oh,
name, you can look for her, is like
okay.
Ivy Leaf on
Okay.
TikTok. It's like fitness for women 50 and
Wait,
over, and
I
it's very
believe.
informative. So
Wow.
it was just a great opportunity for women. And
Yeah.
surprisingly enough, I would say each woman there was the go-to woman in their
Okay.
lives. Like
Yeah.
in their lives, in their real lives away from the retreat, they were the
Yeah.
one call that saw a person. It gave them
Mhm.
that opportunity to take that head out and
Yeah.
just be served and just really exhale, take
Right.
a
Yes.
breath, and get that cup refilled to go
Yeah.
on and, kind of
Wow.
reset. And so many of the women are still living by that and continue to
Right.
try to do little small things.
Awesome.
Because all it takes is little small things on a regular
Right.
basis to keep
Yes.
you, that
Makes
way.
sense. Absolutely. So tell me this, Avis, do you have any program or any offerings or services that you provide if women want to continue to explore self-care and then maybe get some help to really get into that as a lifestyle?
Well, I really don't have any particular I have a lot of things on my plate right now,
Okay.
but what
Yes.
I will encourage, any of your listeners, please just follow me on either TikTok or Instagram. Look for Coach Curator. There is a link. I have a link tree that is
Okay.
on my Instagram. And if ever I have another event like a retreat, and it's really, really people have been asking. So
Right.
I'm really thinking I need to start planning one for next year.
That would be
That's where you'll
awesome.
find it,
Okay.
in my bio on, my social
Okay.
media platforms. You'll be able to find my link tree to any
Okay.
type of activity that I have going on.
Okay. Okay. Well, that
Mhm.
that sounds good. Now, before we get into the lightning round, do you have any last tips or encouragements you would like to share with the lady?
Well, I kind of alluded to it earlier, just a few minutes ago. Just try to start with 3 little simple things that you can do for yourself on a regular basis. 3 simple things. It could be something as simple as setting a reminder on your phone to alert you to go get up, take a walk outside, and take a deep breath. You could set a reminder that will be just like a little positive trigger for you to breathe in, breathe out, or to say an affirmation. Start just spending a little time more with yourself and your thoughts, away from the busyness, away from the cell phone. It does not have to be anything elaborate. Self care, I absolutely love a mani and a pedi.
Yes.
We have to
Yes,
take
we
care of
are.
the earthen vessel, we do. But when you can just allow yourself even maybe 30 minutes to your day where you're just kind of sitting with yourself, or it could be
Mhm.
someone special in your life that
Mhm.
doesn't have a high demand from
Right.
you,
Right.
to allow you just to sit and just be reflective. Though it just starts there, little
Okay.
small things. Know that you deserve happiness, you deserve peace, you deserve
Right. Yes.
joy.
Yes.
Continuously tell yourself those type of things.
Yes. That is so important. So we'll wrap up with getting to know you a little bit more through my little lightning round. You don't know what questions I'm asking.
Okay, I love
But
it. Okay.
yeah, first question. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, if I have to be honest, my
Yeah.
favorite movie still of all time is Purple Rain.
Yes. Oh, I remember Purple Rain.
It's
Yes.
still my
Yes.
favorite movie. It's just my favorite movie.
That's okay.
But I'm an
That's good.
movie. I like black and white movies. If it wasn't that, it would be something by Betty Davis. But
Okay.
Purple
Yes.
Rain,
Okay. Classic and classy. All right. So what about favorite book?
this may sound kind of corny, but I'm gonna tell you my favorite ultimate book of all time is the
Mm,
Bible. I read it every
yeah.
day. It
Okay.
is my
Okay.
necessary fuel. So that
Okay.
is my favorite book.
Okay. That's wonderful. Okay. Next question. Would you rather be at the beach or on a mountain?
The beach. Beach. Beach
Okay.
me. Beach
Okay.
me.
Well, let me follow the beat. So would you wear a one piece or two piece swimsuit?
I'm a one piece girl.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a one piece girl.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay, what about this one? And I'll let this one be the wrap up. Would you like hard candy or chocolate?
What chocolate.
Like a hard candy or
Choc-
chocolate?
chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for just kind of going along with that. But if there's any last words, we'll share here. If not, we will sign off.
Okay. Well, the only thing I do want to just end with that is so important to be mindful of the things that we allow to roll around in our head, the message
Mhm.
that we give ourselves. If anything, give yourself permission to live life well and to live life self-carefully.
Wow, that is wonderful, and that's a great way to wrap up with Coach Curator Ava. Thank you so much, and blessings and peace to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.